we're actually going to be building something based on either option 1, this thing right here, the Flak MAUS? Flak MAUS? I think that's what it's being called anyway, with 2 massive cannons essentially on a mouse. So that is option 1. Option 2 is this. This is Little Willie, which is one of the first tanks, if not the first tank, I think, question mark? And I think in the new Sprocket update, it'd be kind of cool to actually add a weapon to this. Option 3 is... there's no option 3. So, what I think I'm going to do is take the tracks from Little Willie and attach them to the Flak MAUS, and we'll add the turret to that and see what happens from there. Let's go ahead and get on with it, shall we? So I was just looking at the Flak MAUS, and I was looking at it and I was thinking, that isn't actually a mouse, is it? That is a E100. At least I think it is anyway, or at least that's what it's based on. So yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to base it on that or the mouse. We'll see. Okay, so this is going to be relatively interesting to see how we are going to build this. I'm thinking the wheels themselves are actually going to be very, very tiny. We're going to go down to 0.3 on these guys. Yes, they're going to be that small. We're then going to have to make them obviously a lot shorter, so let's go ahead and do this. And then we're going to have to try and figure everything else out from there. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking maybe this already looks pretty good. I might make the diameter of this something like 0.75 instead. That looks pretty nice. And then do something with this guy back here, but essentially just keep it level. That doesn't look too bad to me. From there, I'm actually going to go ahead and raise this up just slightly. There we go. And I'm going to raise this slightly too. Going to leave that the same size it already is. Leave this as is as well. And then we're going to go to the tracks. The belt segments are going to look old school like this, because Little Willie was like a World War I thing. And then we're going to have to build like walls onto this to box it off. Alright, so the way I see it, all we need to do is actually go to edges. We're going to split this one right here, and I'm going to drag that forwards to around there. We're then going to split it here as well, and I'm going to send this one backwards to, like, there. And then I need to, like, extend this out the side, if I can. So I'm going to grab both of these. I'm going to go ahead and extrude it. Yes, I mean, this isn't really how I want to do it, but there you go. I'm going to make them skinnier in terms of their height. There we go, so they actually fit in there. And then we're going to just have to, like, push this through, unfortunately. So that's going to have to go through there just like that, pretty much. Okay, but I don't want this to be a thing. So how am I going to get rid of that? I think if I go to edges and I split it here, I should be able to drag this all the way to the side like this. And that should totally work. Yeah. We're going to leave it just as thick as it is right now anyway, in terms of separation, because I think that's a good idea, and we'll go from there. So, this right here is our current situation. Obviously on Little Willie, there are holes within the side armor thingamabobby, and that is what we're adding in right now. I'm gonna obviously have to fill in all of this as well, so I'll try and do that, as well as the bit at the front too, and then we can move on to the main body. And there we go. So I've gone ahead and boxed off this bit right here. Obviously, I've boxed off the bit at the back as well. What I'm going to do, just to test this really quickly, is get ourselves a driver, sit him on there. There we go. Operating, go! So this is what it looks like when it's moving. There's nothing really poking through, so I'm actually really happy with that. Nothing poking through on this side. No! No! As you guys can see right here, it hasn't mirrored onto this side. Oh, that sucks! That sucks really bad, because now I have to go back and do all of that again. In fact, I might even have to restart. Oh, that sucks. So, whilst I'm doing this, why don't you guys tell me what your favorite tank is in the world? It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's new, old, whatever. Let me know what it is, even if it's fictional, actually. Okay, I ended up doing it a little bit differently, and as you guys can see, there are now actual holes in this thing. Not something that I really wanted to do, but there you go. We now actually have holes in the sides, and I think it's probably a little bit longer than it was. In theory, that's like a bad thing, because Little Willie wasn't very big, but at the same time, it's not actually too bad, because obviously the mouse is huge. So, yeah, this isn't horrible. So from here, the way I see it, obviously the MAUS actually covers its tracks, if that makes sense. There is actually a whole fender and armor around the tracks themselves, so we can't really go about doing anything with the tracks because the Little Willie tracks are as they are. So in that situation, what do we do? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try and make this bit of the tank, this bit of the hull, look somewhat okay, and then maybe we'll actually just add a MAUS turret to it? I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Okay, so we're going to take some inspiration from the actual real thing, I guess, and we are actually going to go ahead and extend these guys on the top upwards slightly. There we go. Okay, that doesn't look too terrible. We're then going to bash this guy backwards, just a little bit like that, and then from there, I'm actually going to go ahead and introduce some sort of more height to this. So I'm going to grab each of these, and I'm going to extrude those upwards, just like so. Yes. I'm then going to do what the Little Willie has, and I'm going to extrude this out to the side slightly, just like that. The back one and the front one are both going to come in. So we're going to do this type of dealio. There we go. And that's what it's going to look like for now. I am actually going to go ahead and angle this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy backwards. So I'm going to quickly do this. Literally just so that we can actually add the driver and stuff into here. I might also actually get rid of this, and then I can fill these in. So I'm gonna go from there to there to there. Oh, is that 3 pieces? I'm really confused, but that's fine. Go from there to there, and from here to here, fill. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's too bad. We're gonna have to add like riveted panels everywhere, but I think we can do that. Also, I don't think this should actually be angled. So I'm gonna reintroduce the flatness back into this. There we go. It's going to be flat. And then I do want to do this bit again. So I decided that I actually needed to add a little bit of detail to this. So instead of rivets, because we don't actually have those in this new update yet, I have to use these riveted panels. And honestly, I did end up sizing them quite well, I think. And it does end up looking somewhat okay, which is quite nice. Obviously, right here, you can see the middle one had to be a little bit smaller, otherwise we'd have some issues there. But yes, overall, I think that looks pretty good. I then go around this thing, and I'm trying to find the little fuel tank pieces, these guys right here, to act as, you know, like where the suspension bars go through, which I think looks pretty good in the end. From there, I needed some driver's window thingamabobbies, so I put those in, and then I tried to fit a driver and a passenger into this, which did actually fit quite well after we got the steering wheel fitted. I don't think this is looking too bad. Obviously, we don't have access to the rivets just yet. We've only got riveted panels, so this is sort of the best job I can do, unfortunately. But what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to go ahead and add a light to this, and then I think from there we'll go ahead and work on the turret, I think. Don't know what the turret's going to look like on top of this thing. I really have no idea. But we'll have to see. So let's go to equipment and add this light first. And then we'll move on and we'll try and do the rest of it. So if I can attach this guy onto here like this. I do want it on both sides, which it already is. Excellent. We're then going to like round it. So, oh, why? Why? Why does it do that? No. Sometimes it like really does a weird number on us, but you know what, that actually works. We fixed it. Let's go ahead and push it backwards to there, push it in so it actually fits, and there we go. We've got ourselves some lights. Very nice. What I'm also going to do actually is make it slightly wider and slightly taller just so we got bigger lights. That looks awesome. So, I don't know how this is going to go. Let's go to this and grab ourselves a turret. Obviously, we're going to have a turret ring, which does mean we're going to actually have to put a hole in this. Oh, geez Louise. Right, let's go ahead and grab all of this, delete that. There we go. We're then going to put a hole in, and we're going to make it smaller. That's a really tiny hole for how big this turret's going to be. Oh, come on. This is so annoying. Right, let's make it a lot wider. There we go, and I should be able to get away with this, and then I might be able to just move it backwards so it somewhat fits. And there we go. I mean, that's a really strange shaped hole now, but it's what we've got, so it's what we're going to stick with, I think. Yes. Okay, turrets. Let's go ahead and shove this guy onto here like this. We're then going to move it into position, obviously. There we go, and then everything's just going to have to be bigger. That's just how this works. So, depth of this is going to go down to like there. That's fine. The turret itself is going to be in freeform. I am going to go and delete this guy, and I want to like extend this guy backwards just so that it fits better, but obviously there's a big hole there. You know what, actually? Let's undo what I just did with all the deleting, and we're going to leave that in for now. But clearly I don't really want that. In fact, no. I'm being silly. Delete them. Yeah, just delete all of that. Grab this guy and shoot that backwards to there like this. Okay, and then I think if I just do this and fill that in, then it's not going to be too much of an issue. On the front, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So delete all of these, go to points, grab this guy and this guy, move this one all the way forwards, obviously, there we go, and then attach these guys together as well, and fill it in. Okay, so we got a box. Nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are actually going to grab these guys. I'm going to drop it down, and I'm going to shoot it outwards slightly like this. There we go. Okay, just a little tiny bit, like a little tiny bit. Okay, good. I'm then going to move this guy forwards to there, obviously, so it's level, and this guy backwards to here. Again, pretty good. We're then going to move these guys out to the sides a lot more, so around here. Excellent. And then we need to just shoot this upwards, essentially. So extrude this, bring it upwards like so. Don't know how far. And send it in, and there we go. That's sort of mouse shaped, right? I think so. Let's go ahead and grab these guys at the back. I might actually just extend those like this. It can't be as big as the mouse because it's on a Little Willie chassis. But yeah, I think we do actually extend this forwards quite a bit as well. There we go. And then we are going to be rounding this off. Weirdly, so let's go ahead and do this, and as we go we're gonna do this. I don't know if this is a good or a bad idea, but extrude it, bring it forwards a little bit, drop it down. What did I just do? No, what is happening? What is happening? Alright, drag that forwards, squidge it. Okay, that is, I mean, it's somewhat working, but also not really. Look at it. It's so ugly. What is going on here? I need to, like, shove these guys inwards, otherwise we're going to have some serious issues. Oh, this is looking really bad. Oh, no. So, this might be one of the ugliest things you've ever seen, and to be fair, that's fine. That's completely fine. I've never been good at doing this, and I don't know why. This is why I've stayed away from the MAUS this entire time. Because I balls it up every single time. I'm actually going to drop this guy backwards and lower it down slightly, and that might make it look a little bit nicer, but it's just ugly. It's just really, really bad. So, let's go ahead and round it off slightly. We'll go with 20 degrees. I think that's probably fine. And yeah, we'll go from there. Oh, this is weird. So I think what I'm going to do is just add 2 cannons to this. We're going to have, we'll do the flak panzer design, I guess. Or the flak MAUS design. Yeah. Okay, right. So in order to do that, let's go to this. Mantlets, yes. These guys. Shove them onto there, essentially. Yep, just like that. Drag them backwards so they're actually integrated a little. Drop them down. Okay, I mean, yes, that looks really bizarre, but at the same time, it's what we need. All right, drop it backwards and in. There we go. Okay, we're going with it. We're actually going to roll with it. So, these are currently 105 mil on these cannons. So, we're going to need 2 of those, obviously. Put that one in there. There we go. Good. They should be relatively the same height and stuff like that. But we're good. So, let's go to this guy. And we're gonna... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna make them big. I don't even care. Let's go with a 125mm gun each. Okay, that's pretty sick. We're then gonna move them both backwards into the actual tank itself. Very good. And now, what do we need to do? The propellant length is actually going to be quite big. We're going to go with, like... I want to go with, like, 500, but I think that's way too big for this. It looks like it might work, though. Ah, maybe. Right, cool, good. We're then going to go to this guy, and we're going to make that, like, 1 meter long. I'm going to make it a lot fatter. We're going to go with 50, and 50. Actually, what if we leave it like that? That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we're going to go with that. And then this guy's going to be pretty big, too. And then we're gonna go with another one, and that's gonna be another 1,000, and then we're gonna go with another one, which is gonna be probably another 1,000. There we go. And then we're gonna add probably nothing to the end of the barrel. We're gonna leave it just like that. That looks so weird, but I kind of like it. Okay, so what do we do in this situation? I actually want to paint it a slightly different color to begin with, so we're gonna go with this. It's gonna be metallic. Yes, roughness quite a lot. Saturation down a lot. If I do this, let's go with like 20% on each of these. And that should be really dark, I think. Yes, okay, maybe not that then. 45? 45, 45? Okay, I mean, that doesn't look terrible. Not really what I'm looking for, though. Maybe less. So, 30. 30 might be good here. 30, 30, 30. There we go. Saturation? Doesn't matter. There you go. Condition? Not amazing, but pretty good. Ah, look at that. That is looking nice. Okay, and we're going to make this German. All the way around. Instead of using these ones, oh, you know what? I kind of could. I'm going to use these ones instead. I think they generally look nicer. So we're going to go with that there. We're going to put a little one there. It seems weird to be putting this on Little Willie, but there you go. And one there. Okay. Overall, not too shabby. In fact, actually, these ones are going to go in the front. There we go. All right. Something's obstructed somewhere. Don't know where that is. That's really annoying. It might just be to do with this. And if it is, I don't know how I'm going to sort that out, because I'm not sure what the problem is. Oh, there we go. Okay, I found the problem. We just need to drop these backwards a little bit. There we go. Oh, yes! Little Willie MAUS. Look at that! Beautiful! I actually really like it. That's so cool. Right, we're going to have to fit an engine in here. We're now going to have to fit all of the people inside of here as well. And all of the ammunition and stuff like that. This thing is going to have no armor. Absolutely none. But, that's fine, right? Maybe? Okay, so, engine placement. Engine is going to go right here like this. I am going to be twisting it. No, not like that. No, 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 no. No, not like that. Blue, there we go. Sideways, so it's actually going to go across. It's going to be about 3 liters per cylinder. Very good. It's quite a tall tank, so this is actually fine. And I'm going to move this over to the side right here. I'm actually going to lift it up too, so it fits? Question mark? Is it not fitting just because of that thing on the back? Maybe, possibly. Right, so leave that there. We'll actually make it a 2.5 liter instead. There we go. And that is shoved in. Very good. We got ourselves an engine. I'm actually going to make it a 12 cylinder. That seems awesome. Right, from there, we're going to need to go to the centerpiece of this, which I can't seem to grab. There we go. And this is going to have to go... Okay, how do I get that to the back? How? I might have to split this. Bringing this forwards to here and dropping it down or something? So, send it out to the side, drop it down maybe. Actually, I'm not sure. There, if we leave that there for now, we then split it again, and we drive this bit backwards to here. I want to send this bit back to the center, but not yet. Let's drop this guy to the side and down. Okay, and then I think with this, I'm actually going to go ahead and lift it up slightly so that it will actually fit in there. Okay, we're then going to have to put these guys in as well, so I want to twist them, if possible. Here we go, twisties, very nice. And I'm going to shove this, I guess, into, like, the center. I'm sure that's fine. And then maybe we could actually, like, flip these over as well. Oh, what if they go in there like this? Alright, let's go ahead and shove them forwards. That says they are fitting, so that's good. And then we could just lower this guy down to where the sprockets are. Just like that. And then we can split this guy, bring it out to the side, bring it upwards, and leave it just like that. There we go. So the engine is going to be fine. These guys are going to be fine. Oh, that is interesting. We're going to need a fuel tank in there too. Look at it go! It's so fast! Obviously with no armor, this thing's going to be really light. Okay. Fuel, please. Fuel, fuel, fuel. Here we go, fuel. I'm going to shove this at the back. On this wall, yes. I'm going to drag it in slightly. I'm going to make it slightly smaller and squidge it this way. And then I'm going to shove it in into position. There we go. We've now got a fuel tank. I'm actually going to make it really wide too. Might as well. There we go. That's a lot of fuel. Sick. Okay, I'm excited about this. So, I suppose it's about time to add more guys into this. Unfortunately for us, and this is a big unfortunately, we're gonna have to try and fit so many guys into here. It is gonna be ridiculous. So, feet backwards. Let's go ahead and make this 0. There. Yes. Arms in and down. Yep, no, that seems to make sense. Arms in and down. And then we're gonna have to just, like, fit them in. So if we've got one guy... Oh, how is this gonna work? How is this gonna work? Angle them this way. Okie dokie. Maybe we could actually still have one gunner. And then everyone else is fine. I don't really know. Can I fit one guy into the center? What is he being interacted with? Okay, right, hang on. Arms up. Oh. And arms out. He doesn't fit quite in there. He's not tall enough. No? Okay, I don't know what the problem is. Drag him backwards. Oh, we can't fit him in. We can fit him in. So this guy is going to be our gunner. So he's going to operate the cannon. Yes. Okay, he's going to operate the other cannon. This guy is going to be a loader for this cannon. Yes, this guy is going to be a loader for this cannon. We've then got operator for up and down. This one might as well do that. So laying drive, yes. Laying drive, yes. We're then going to allow this guy down here to actually do the traverse of the cannon. Okay, here we go. Okay. Don't know what's up with the guns themselves just yet, but that's working. Okay, so let's bring this guy backwards to here. We will do the same thing with the other one, which is hiding. Hiding right there. There we go. Bring that bit backwards too. I'm actually going to go ahead and try and flip it round to the other side, and I'll move it over too. So let's move it to the side. Oh. These things like automatically flip sometimes, but that's fine. So if we shove this to here like this, we shove this one all the way to the back as well, just like that. We now have the traverse of both sides. We need increased torque all the way up to like a lot. So we'll go with 15 on this guy, and then torque is just gonna be like 1,000. It can't even work with 1,000. 1,250? Does it work with that? It does. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with this one then. 1,250 and 15. Yes. Okay. Both guns should now elevate up and down pretty well. Only one of them is actually working, but I guess that's because we've only got one gunner. He can't run them both at the same time. Ah. Okay, we might have to add another guy in here somewhere. I'm just not sure where he will fit. Can we fit a guy at the back? I have an idea. It's a bad one. So if we do this, and we do sit height down quite far, we do feet forward quite far like this, we move this guy up there, we sit him backwards back here. His sit angle is gonna have to... Oh, yeah, this might not work actually the way I need it to. I want him to be like this. Okay, bring him up. His sit angle would be all the way forwards, and he'd be like there. His sit height, if it was up further, is good. And then we need to essentially make it taller just for his head. Just for that boy's head. I can do this, right? Question mark? Split this. Bring it forwards. Oh, I don't know what I've done there. Alright, sure. And then what we can do is some retrofitting of a thing. Ah, yeah, there we go. We've now fit the guy's head. Doesn't look like a MAUS turret anymore, but that's fine. Okay, we've now got an extra man in there. So he is going to control one of this guy's jobs, which is going to be for a laying drive. In fact, what if he actually is just another gunner? He's also sort of the commander, but like, that's fine. So there we go. Do both guns move at the same time? I don't know what's happening right now. Yeah, they do! They do! Alright, I'm happy. I am happy. So we've got this guy back here that is doing... Apparently... Apparently he's going to fire this cannon on this side, but also he is going to be aiming this one up and down. To me, that makes no sense whatsoever, but that's fine. So, let's go ahead and get ourselves some ammunition, shove it in here, and then I'm going to add a bit more detail, and we'll go from there. Alright, there's the ammunition located in here. I don't know what happens if I do this. Oh, it does actually do extra rows, so I'm going to try and fit that into there. However, it appears that this guy is too close, so if I did that, and then his right arm was out, I can't quite fit him in. What if I, like, angle him slightly sideways? Oh, not by that much. Hang on. Turn this off. Right, hang on. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Sit angle 8 degrees. Oh, these guys might then interact with each other, but that's fine for now. Left arm in. That's already in as far as it'll go. This guy, right arm out. No, left arm out. What? How is he Is he not in the center? Okay. This is making things a little bit more difficult because this man is in the way. A lot, actually. This guy is very much in the way. Right, undo everything that I've just done. I don't know what I'm even planning on here. Okay. Are we back in a situation where we can make things fit? All we need to do is move these guys backwards. Hey, there we go. Right, and they are just going to sit on the sides just like that. I don't mind doing... Ooh, which one is it? This one? There we go. So now we have however many rounds that is in there. 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 rounds. Let's go ahead and fire the cannons. 3, 2, 1. Game's still a little bit bugged in that situation, but that's fine. Okay, I'm happy. Let me add some detail, and we'll go from there. Alright, we are done. This is the Flak MAUS. Yes! The Flak MAUS? What am I saying? It's the Willie Mouse. Willie Mouse! So, let's go ahead and show you guys everything that it is. It's got 2 120mm cannons. Obviously, not really flat cannons. They don't fire very quickly, unfortunately, because I don't know how to do that in the new update. But, the bottom looks like Little Willie, which is good. The top looks a little bit like a flak... not a flak. A MAUS turret, but not really. And it's got 2 cannons to do the flak stuff. Anyway, I added some engine thingamabobbies right there in front of the turret. I've added some hatches. I've added stuff on top of the turret as well. A fuel tank on the back and a storage on the back as well. And 3, 2, 1, it also fires. Wait, is this the edge of the map? Oh, I found the edge of the map. Oh, we actually just ran into it. Never mind. But yeah, I think this thing is actually a pretty cool little design. It's not perfect by any means or by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think it's kind of cool. I might come back to the actual, the body of this and redesign the turret into something else, but for now, this is pretty awesome. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys made it this far, then leave a comment down below saying apples. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.